So we're in week 15 of 16 weeks, taking the Manufacturing Express 10,000 miles over 25 states and almost 85 member company facilities, really with the goal of telling the story of our manufacturers in their communities. You know, in a lot of places, I think Broadhead included, our member companies like Kuhn are the lifeblood of this community. And after a few years of kind of uncertainty coming out of COVID, we want to be out here to celebrate the 2.3 million men and women of the workforce and thank them for being a part of this industry. Make sure they know that their voice is powerful, that they really are the backbone of our economy, helping us build power and feed the world. And this is a nice way for us to, at scale, see about 1 in 10 of our members as an association bring out our fellow association employees to get to know the industry better, and again, really take a chance to highlight our member companies and what they do uniquely in their communities. So there's 2 unique opportunities. So the pro-manufacturing policies, we're collecting signatures on a petition that helps support rural America, workforce development, and infrastructure spending. So a couple of kind of catch-all opportunities, but the number one challenge we hear from our member companies is workforce development. As sort of markets have started to stabilize a little bit, a lot of them will say, hey, we need welders, we need machinists, we need general laborers, and we're struggling to find ways to make sure that folks realize that this is really a family-sustaining job opportunity, and it's a great career path for young people. The rural America piece is kind of twofold. One, it's supporting farmers and the adoption of things like precision agriculture equipment, which obviously reduces our inputs for better outputs. But really also it ties into things like telecommunications, right? Our farms are smarter than ever, and still 1 in 3 American farms aren't connected to the internet. So we think that should continue to be a priority, and that lends itself really nicely to infrastructure. Whether it's our equipment is helping build that infrastructure, maintain that infrastructure, or frankly, the infrastructure has to be successful because we have to get these goods to market. We need the supply chain to continue to function. We need our ports to be accessible and open, and continuing to make sure that that's a focus. Even though the infrastructure bill was passed a few years ago, we want to make sure that the dollars are being spent and that smart investments are being made to help our members continue to succeed. The other piece of it is the manufacturing challenge, which is a game that participants are playing today. And that game is an opportunity for them to get quizzed on some fun facts and figures about manufacturing. Again, trying to instill a sense of pride that they're part of such a bigger industry that is really impactful across the United States and frankly across the world. So for the infrastructure investment component, right now it's really making sure that when the dollars get allocated from the federal government to the state departments of transportation, we're aware of those projects and we're helping our member companies position equipment and opportunities in a way that they can help succeed. That becomes challenging as the dollars go down to the states, they get lost a little bit. So we're really focused on transparency at that level. One of the other really big elements, as I mentioned before, is keeping our supply chain functioning. So we need to continue to spend those dollars to upgrade our ports and our highways so that, again, goods and services can get to market, and just reminding folks that those need to remain priorities. So that's where we're headed there. Again, it ties over to the broadband component. While there's been a ton of money allocated at this point to help with solving the rural broadband deficit, I think if you drove about 25 minutes any direction from where we are today, you'd notice that connectivity is a challenge. So again, it's keeping the pressure on our elected officials to make sure that they're making those investments and following through on those promises. Workforce development is a lot more challenging. Really workforce development needs to start all the way down at the elementary school level, and there's no silver bullet, but we're very supportive of loosening things like Pell Grant funding to go to your education, apprenticeship programs. It shouldn't just tie the money to four-year education when there's all these job opportunities in our industry. Yeah, we're really focused on those investments in the physical infrastructure, as we say. So again, it's expanding our ports, it's increasing capacity. It's making sure that we're making efficient policy so that ships can be used to transfer goods from within the United States to other parts of the United States. That's where we're keenly focused. But of course, we're always keeping an eye on issues like that and doing our job as an association to keep our members informed so they know if some of those challenges are coming, they can make proper arrangements to sort of cope with them.